Conduction and induction. Charging by conduction involves conductors that are insulated from the ground, and you can see here the insulators, and they will then touch and transfer the charge between them. The top here. The insulator is necessary to prevent electrons from leaving or entering the spheres from the Earth. So let's see what we have here. The one on the right has a neutral charge, charge 0, and this has a negative 4Q charge. And we represent that by the pluses and minus. So over here you can see there are 4 more negative charges than positive. And over here, the same number of positive and negative charges. So the total charge of this system is negative 4Q, and the identical spheres are very far apart, so they're not really interacting with each other. We then bring the spheres together and they touch. The electrons push as far apart from each other as they can, which will distribute the charge equally between the two spheres. And you can see how when they're touching, we've got all the electrons over here, and these guys all go over here. Now we're showing the positive charge is not moving, okay, because that's representing the protons and they don't move. Note, the total charge stays the same. If you add up all the pluses and all the minuses in our little schematic here, you'll find there are 4 extra negative charges. So we say the total charge is still negative 4Q, and this is why the electrons are moving so far apart. They're repelling each other. Now we separate them. And what happens, let's look at the one on the left, where you had the electrons over here, they now push apart. So you can see them being equally distributed on the surface. And the same thing, of course, happens over here. Now, total up the pluses and minuses on each conductor here, and you'll find that the one on the left is a negative 2Q. It's got 2 more negatives than positives, and so does the one on the right. The charges couldn't go back to where they came from because you have all this air in here, which doesn't conduct electrons very well. Air is an excellent insulator. Therefore, we have an equal distribution of charge between the two spheres.